Hi, my name is Kayla Broome, and I am here today to talk about my IDS 301 photo essay. My two disciplines are history and geography, which are very closely related, and my essay topic was about the story of our surroundings. I set my photo essay up as they were divided into different days, like in all the things that I saw during those trips to a few different locations, and I discussed the stories that these photographs might have had to say. The first photo is a picture in downtown Mobile, Alabama, and it's of a man sitting on a bench, and he looks very depressed. The second photo was of a older furniture store that had thrown out the last little bits of its furniture, and you could tell that one day it was in its prime and that many people probably loved it and saved up for furniture there, but then now everything's discarded and a different nightclub is going to stand in its place now. And the third photograph is of a cup at Picklefish restaurant, and in the back you can see little crayon drawings of child's crayon drawings of things on the wall that you couldn't see until the photo was done. And it just made me think about who ate there at that same table before I got in there, what the children were like, why they were drawing the photos. And the last photo from the trip to Mobile was a cone entitled Don't Slip, of a wet floor cone that had fallen over. Okay. The next set of photos were from pictures near my house. The first photograph of the swings and the trees are actually from my backyard, and the swings were there when we purchased the house, and I thought they were kind of interesting because I didn't really know the neighbors very well. My grandparents did, who lived next door, and they're just interesting. It shows that people have been there before, children have been there before. That backyard was enjoyed for different purposes than for what it would be enjoyed for me, and I just thought it was really interesting, just something that would have maybe been overlooked. The next photo is a picture of my cousins playing in the backyard at my grandmother's house, or actually it was in the front yard, and people would drive by and see them and smile and things like that. And it's just a photo that just kids who come from different families and are going different places in their life, but that's just a moment in time and a picture that shows their story. The third photo is a picture of a bonfire, and this was at my house, and we burned a lot of stuff that we didn't need anymore, but it just made me think about all the things that was like finished forever. And it's kind of interesting to have a picture of it, but all these things that have stories, whether it be like trash that junk mail that we received in the mail and didn't need anymore, or pieces of furniture or whatever, their stories were ending, so I put them on there. The next set of photos are from Tennessee, and they are just random snapshots. The first is from a group of headstones taken in Cade's Cove, and the next picture of the water wheel are things that are just left there, that were used and useful at one point in time, but now they're just left behind. And it's just interesting to think about the time and the period and what the world was like when these people were alive, or these buildings were useful and needed, whereas now they're just kind of obsolete. The next set of photos are from the Southwest. I took a trip with the university to Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico, and the first photo is of petroglyphs on the side of a wall in Chaco Canyon, and these are very, very old, and they obviously tell a story. And the next photograph is of the ghost town, and it's this actual individual house was actually the downstairs was a saloon, and the upstairs was I guess you would say, a rent by the hour hotel. The third photo is of cliff dwellings in Bandelier State Park, and the final photo is of some additional cliff dwellings, and these are very evident that they tell a story. It's of civilizations, long gone or just not living in the region anymore. The last group of photos that I have are just miscellaneous photos. The first one's of my dog, Ayla. She's very goofy looking, I know, but it's to prove that she has a story too, and she does. She was thrown out of a moving vehicle when she was 4 weeks old, and I've had her ever since then. She is very opinionated, and I love her dearly, and she's a character. The next photo under my miscellaneous section is of a light that was thrown down in a cavern in Tennessee, and we just took the photo when we were walking by. And when we asked the man what the light was down there for, he told us that it was part of some equipment left down there that he and a group of people were exploring the cave, because there's a local legend that there should be not much treasure, but about $400 worth of treasure left in the cavern, and they have been exploring rooms that haven't probably been touched since the alleged treasure was left there. The next photo is of footprints in the snow, and this was taken in Arkansas, and I just thought it was a good picture to represent my disciplines, because it shows that somebody's been there even though we don't know who it is, and I really enjoyed that, because it just makes me think about who's been there. But overall, my two disciplines, I feel like, are inseparable. No matter where you go, something has a history. It may not be very important or very life-changing, but even if it's just a Coke can sitting on a sidewalk, or an individual who looks like they're having a bad day, or a scraggly-looking dog, or footprints in the sand or snow, or cliff dwellings from ancient Native American civilizations, everything has a story. Some are not as noticeable, but they're all very important and very relevant, and that's what makes my discipline so very important and fascinating to me. Thank you.